Hello YouTube, welcome to Upside DIY. So right here I have this filter. Here's the cartridge. I need to cut some filter floss and things, but this is pretty much what I'm gluing. I'm using the Scotch tape to glue. I glued, pretty much a seam on this. I have some small scissors too to cut a little bit of the glue or the tape. It's starting to cure right now, so what I really want to do is just smoothen out the tape. And hopefully once this finishes drying up in like 7 to 12 hours, it's gonna stay rigid. It's gonna basically not fall apart when I lift this up, and then I could take it or move it around and things, and it's really going to be stuck together just because I applied a seam. The length of this piece, first I put the glue in. I dipped I dipped the tape in the strip, and then I turned it upside down, and then it's there's just enough glue, and then I finished kind of gluing towards the bottom, so it's just smoothing it out. But it's failed on me twice with only glue, so I just there are still other things that I have to work on. I actually have to really try to do this eventually have something where I could always be busy, but for now I'm busy making things part-time, pretty much 4 hours a day. I look at items, I start to think what I need to really do. I fiddle around and make what I can, other DIY projects, just at least, I should have a notebook and really write down things. And I've got ideas for just using regular food trays. This is pretty much low profile. It's going to be a little offset. I'm going to smoothen the plastic edges. Hopefully a fish doesn't rub against it or something like that with the iron or something. But I'm going to be able to use rocks, pile up some rocks. I have some rocks in a bucket underneath the log bucket. So I'm going to be able, I get these pieces just out of storage containers, but these are pretty much more rocks. Just average ones, medium or large. Those are actually large, but, with this filter, rock, safety for the glass, I want to lay this underneath and try not to pick out a really, bad piece of rock but it's going to relieve a lot of pressure just in case there's too much pressure in the glass, on the glass. This piece of plastic can be used as a waterfall, a double waterfall and things. So I make a lot of DIYs. I need to actually get another one similar to this, and I can have a double waterfall sand tray and things. And this piece actually goes pretty nicely with this under gravel filter. The holes don't get covered. There's definitely some decent space underneath and things like that to keep in mind of this gravel filter. Or I could just make a super cave structure with maybe 2 of these on one side and things, or a super waterfall structure. And hopefully, I don't really need too much of of the PCV tubing, but all in all, an air stone gets glued similar to this inside of the system, and it's going to try to vacuum up fine, really fine sand. I do have a mortar and pestle. I could smash some sand together and make some sand for a waterfall. And I have so many items from plastic bottles. I'm also I put the one that I tried to iron and make it flat when I was trying to make these, and you know it has some really nice bubbles in it, and I really like that feature. You know, they were smooth and round, so I might make like some structures and things eventually, you know, and using just some plastic from 2 liter bottles. I could really, you know, mold the outside. So it's not going to be as smooth with those, but I also found these as DIY pickups. They're hollow and things, so, but they do have one side that's cut out, and these are kind of made to slide over each other, and they want to put like figures or things like that. Really nice. 4 pieces all together, and there's a small size, and there's a stick that actually lines up this, you know, and then there's a large size. So eventually, you know, I can try to use it inside of a decoration. Just makes it basically just nice features to really look at and plan out to mold something out of clay or cement or something. I'm not 100% sure, but just wanted to show you guys this nice you know, staircase looking piece, that a mini staircase type of aquascape and things, and it is hollow, so it's really you know, interesting, you know, of a structure. I might like be able to make a cave opening and things like that on both sides and things, and little small fish and fry could swim in there and really have other things to swim around. And a structure like this, I could, you know, definitely have a log and things over the top and things. So that's pretty much the fast wrap up of my DIY video. The only other thing that I'm going to try to do is get that 20-gallon aquarium cover and put that on there to start working on that, finishing up pretty much the pads for that. And finally, you know, once that gets done, the fish room will be, you know, a lot better within, as in convenient. This cover right here is here. I actually, one of the hinges actually came off, so I re-glued that. This one came off, so I was pressing down on the glue yesterday and things, so that's hopefully glued, but I'm going to have to lube up these hinges, and what I have for that is just regular Dove lotion. So what I want to try to do is, you know, not make a real bad mess, but just start on some of the hinge and lubing. This will get in there, and it hopefully is safe and things, but I could let that, you know, pretty much. And then, you know, once this stuff is cleared off of this top, then you know, and when water gets on there, it's going to oil up a little bit more or something. Even oil, like in cars, if you rub a layer of oil on metal, it's going to actually prevent rusting and things like that. So that's really cool, DIY. So I'm going to do that with all the covers, hinges, or, you know, the ones I could get to for now, just because you know, I want them kind of lubed up and not too stiff and things. And I'm also going to lube up my 20 tall while I'm doing this. It's going to really give these hinges a you know, there's little small crevices and things, and hopefully the glue doesn't, you know, that the glue is going to create, and also, you know, not really get down in there. It's already been lubed once or twice, cleaned and things, but this oil is really you know, it's not, or this lotion is really fluid, so it's going to work pretty good. These hinges, smaller hinges, used to give me a problem, but now I'm giving them a nice, you can also use like a Q-tip when you're applying this and things. And you know, I just want to just basically you know, get stuff out of the way and done, you know, so that I could feel okay that I'm using some of my time. So I'm doing this last one. This one's like a medium-sized hinge, really good deals, but you know, this definitely needs it. You know, in the hinges, it's going to really oil, or you know, give it a nice lubrication. I can even try to open it. You know, it's still a little stuck, but at least some of it's open, and then try to go back and you know, oil it up. So as I'm trying to open it and things, it's starting to get lubed in some areas. Some of the glue that were initially over glued is starting to come off, which is, you know, some of the signs. But as long as, you know, they don't fully come off, and if they did come off, I could re-glue them and things. But some of the glue on the hinge that I put on to help protect it from rust actually was making it kind of jammed, but now it's getting a lot looser and things. A lot of the problem areas with gluing are actually starting to peel off with the hinge. So I'm getting a few little small pieces of glue off, and this hinge will be nicely opening and closing without too much binding. I want to try to get it as far as I can, maybe lube on the other side since there is some space, so I can just run some. So this is a good tutorial on lubing these hinges. This is pretty much what this main video is about, and all the other stuff in the beginning are just updates. So hopefully you know, I decide on maybe putting I definitely want a low profile under gravel filter. You know, I want as much filtering because these smaller filters, they work pretty good, but I just wanted to make a bottom filtering and a upper filtering, and I'm going to eventually have 10-gallon filters on this side and things like that. And then I'm going to have whatever to start setting up, especially this gravel filter. By tomorrow this glue is going to finish drying, and then I could really set this up in there and start some of the aquascaping with some of the rocks and wood that I've selected, and even assemble the filter and add the gravel and things, and you know, fill it up with some of that water over there, and show you guys that video. So thanks for watching Upside YouTube, and see you on the next Upside DIY. So I did a pretty good job on this, even oiling these hinges. I definitely wanted to get to that, and then just to get it ready for the final wash, the cleaning of these pieces. I do have some plastic cleaner. I might try some of that, just scrape off. You know, I don't want to try to scratch it up even more, so I'm going to really clean it with like a shaving cream. Give it a good lather, and then start trying to scrape off any small little residues, and that's just like the final wash. Hopefully these hinges, I mean they'll be in place for one last lube and things, and maybe clean them off to get any excess, and then I should be able to put the cover on, and then, or fill it up, put the cover on, add this filter on there, put the 20-gallon cover on there, so I can finish gluing what I can, and then I'll have some decent aquariums. I mean, I wish I could have done this in like 2 or 3 days and things, and it'll be at this point, but it took quite a long time, maybe 4 years, and it was pretty fun. And you know, I'm just, you know, really excited. I really got to glue this cover, or this gravel filter, right, and I showed you guys that. So I'll see you on the next Upside DIY, and remember, you can always, really use a good idea, and really finish off a lot of things. You can do a lot more and save a lot of time and supplies and actually be excited for learning something. So thanks for all your support, and I'll see you next time. Bye.